Hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the first live recording of the Girl You Better podcast. My name is Coach Ronnie B, the Divine Alignment Coach, and also the Resiliency Coach. And what that means is that I give you tools that you can use for your mind, your body, and your spirit so that you show up as your highest self every single day of your life, no matter what life brings you. And today, I have the pleasure of interviewing Kelly Costa. Let me go ahead and bring Kelly on just so you can see her beautiful face, and then I will give her a warm introduction. Good evening, Kelly.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing fine. I'm so happy to have you here on today. And like I said, this is my very first live recording of the Girl You Better podcast. In just a moment here.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Had to get my settings.
I hear
Yes,
you.
yes, yes.
Fabulous sister. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for coming. First of all, let me introduce y'all who Kelly is, because she is the essence of Girl You Better. Because Kelly is a okay. Let me run it down, and Kelly, you can help me.
Okay.
You have been a respiratory therapist
Mm-hmm.
for 17 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Um, as well, you created this VO business here recently.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you've done commercials, you've done print ads.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you're a mother, you're an entrepreneur. You're also a an instructor at a college.
Yep. At Community College of Philadelphia.
Yes. Okay. So I mean, she is all things in one person. I'm telling you, she is so intelligent.
Thank you.
She's so creative, and I have watched her live in her passions and pursue so many different things and wear so many different hats. And she does it like just with ease, so seamlessly. Her spirit is so beautiful, and it's because of she knows who she is, but not only that, she knows who she serves and who
Amen.
is within her heart.
Amen. Yep.
Yes, yes, most definitely. And so I I just want to thank you again for being my first my first guest with the Girl You Better
I'm so
podcast.
glad that I get to be the first.
Yes. Now, first thing I want to know is this. Well, let's go back. Let's give everybody a little sneak peek about how we know each other.
Okay.
Shall,
All right. All
shall
right.
we? I think that'll be kind of fun. Okay.
This will be fun. Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
we're gonna take you back to the 90s.
Oh gosh.
We're gonna take you back to the finger waves and
Okay.
the all of that. Okay.
Okay, the French roll with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
bun,
French roll.
the whole, all that. Yes, yes.
Okay, so I think we became acquainted in 1994,
94. Sure did.
94. Okay, and we both tried out um for the Palm Squad
Yep.
at Omaha North High School. We are look. She lives. Okay, so tell them where you live.
So I am right now residing in South Jersey, which is about a 15-minute proximity to Philly, my area.
Okay.
So the greater Philadelphia area.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in Dallas, Texas, but we are both from Omaha, Nebraska. We are
Yeah.
native Omahans.
O-N-E.
And yeah, so we tried out for the Palm Squad, and of course, We both made it.
Yes, we did. We did. Okay.
Yes, yes. Because we had those moves, right?
Yes, yes.
Now,
But
now,
you,
huh?
you had the moves. Okay, Ronita, don't even. She was the queen, y'all. She was the queen. She killed it. We did this Michael Jackson routine, and she was the moonwalking. I wish we had a clip. I wish we had a clip.
I don't know. You know, were we even recording back in the day like that?
Yeah, it's on video somewhere. I've seen that video. We'll dig around. We're gonna dig around for that video.
Okay, yeah, we'll ask around. But yes, so I did the moonwalk. We did this whole Michael Jackson compilation, and we just had so much fun. Not only that, we were part of a community organization, Young Ambassadors.
Yep. Just even then, just trying to break out and do things, step out,
Yeah.
positive things.
Yeah, even as young people, and I'll speak for Kelly, and a little bit for myself, but this is all about Kelly today.
Aw.
Um, just really trying to break out and launch, even as young people, to be entrepreneurs.
Yep.
Yes, this was Young Ambassadors. It was a business that
Yep.
existed.
Yep.
Um, we used to throw parties,
Yep.
talent shows. We did community cleanups.
Yep.
We did tutoring, all of this.
Yes. Yes.
And it was so many young people from all of the different high schools of Omaha, Nebraska that comprise the members and the officers of Young Ambassadors. And we used to meet like on Sundays, and the meetings were serious. Like we used to take notes, we used to hash things out. It was a wonderful experience
It
as a young.
was. It was. It really set the stage, I feel like, for some of the things that we do now in life.
Yeah.
I feel like we knew how, as adults, that experience, how to talk to people, how to interact, how to network, those experiences, I mean, really carried. I know I can speak, they really carried me, and just understanding how to move out here,
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Now, I do want to invite our I forgot about our IG people.
Oh, yes.
So let me
IG.
yes. Okay, so we gotta invite our IG people. Let me see how to bring you on here. Um okay, I don't want to be a lemon. This is hilarious. IG turned me into a lemon. Really quick. Let's see.
So I sent a request. We'll see how this works
Thank
out.
you. Invite. There we go. Did you get it?
I got it. All right.
Boom.
Perfect.
Uh-oh. We're gonna get some feedback from this.
We are. I wonder if we can mute this. We're
Okay.
just working out the bugs. That's all.
Okay.
All right. It may not let us, Ronita.
Yeah. No problem. We got you. We got you, IG. We're down. We'll upload it for you. Yeah, we'll just upload that. Okay.
All right.
Kelly. So the burning question that I have for you right now is how, or let me say, not how, but what do you think is the most pressing thing that keeps people from starting a business?
Definitely 100% fear. I think fear and being in your comfort zone, complacency, maybe a bit of lack of faith. It's not a dig. We all lack in faith sometimes in our lives, but mostly fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of what people are going to think, fear that, you're not conforming to, and there's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5. There's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with people, wanting a set, paycheck that, when you have your own business, you have to get out every day and grind and make it what you need to make it so that you can survive. But I think it's just that fear of stepping out of the workplace and just making something your own.
Okay.
For sure.
Well,
yeah.
Yes, and I hear that quite a bit is the fear of stepping out of that comfort, of that guaranteed paycheck that you're gonna get every 2 weeks or every month, what have you.
Right.
But how do you think someone, overcomes that particular kind of fear?
I think that when you're destined to do something, your desire and passion will eventually push you into that purpose, because you will not be comfortable. You won't sleep well at night because you're not in the vein of where God wants you. And you have to be sensitive to that and open to that. And I think once you yield and you start going with, like my pastor says, your natural bend, you start to walk in the things that were meant for you,
Wow.
At least that's how I got over it. I mean, I spent 17 years in healthcare, in the ICUs, and wanting to be a respiratory therapist, completely different than what I thought I was going to do with my life, because I love the arts, which I love theater and acting and singing and poetry and painting. So to make that complete switch into healthcare actually happened with the tragedy in my life of my father dying and me seeing him in that hospital bed and not understanding. And so the passions I had kind of ran in the background, and I was like, I want to understand this. I want to, whoever is dealing with this ventilator and this life support system, I want to do that. And so now that I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I've conquered that, and I know what that is. I know what happened. I understand it. And I've worked in critical care now for 17 years, moving out to Jersey. I started networking a little bit and kind of falling back into my natural bend, but it kind of it just fell in my lap. Again, it's fate. I can kind of explain to you how I even got into the VO business, what it is, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah. So when I moved out here, still working as a respiratory therapist, loved it. I've always loved it. But again, never fulfilled. I knew that there was a lot more that I wanted to do. One day I was at the mall. There was an agent that I tripped her. Right? Didn't know she was an agent, but my son said something really witty, and she thought he was adorable. And she's like, "Hey, I'm an agent. I really want to bring him, to our place of business." And I didn't know how real it was. I'm like, "Yeah, I'll bring him." So actually, it was initially all about him. So I was taking him to auditions and him to meetings. And then I was approached about, why aren't you doing this? And I'm like, well, it just hasn't happened for me that way. I didn't even know how to break into this. And they're like, well, let's do it. So I'm like, okay. And from there, I started getting scripts. I started getting scripts for commercials, for ads. And then I got my first VO script. And I'm reading this. I'm like, voiceovers. I'm like, huh. I know this is a thing, but this is like a thing. I mean, if you turn on the TV, that voice you hear and the person you don't see, that's a voiceover. That cartoon that you listen to, animation, that's a voiceover. When you're playing video games, that's a voiceover, that person talking, And I'm like, I could do this. I love to act, and I love to be like out of the box and things that people be like, ooh, cringe. I don't care if I'm being silly. I don't care. I'm animated. I make faces, and I use my hands. And so I'm like, I can do this. I really think I can do this. So I started booking those VO jobs. And I initially was opening a different business. We'll talk about that later. And I went to someone for a logo. And all this is connected. Bear with me. I went to someone for a logo for my other business.
Uh-huh.
And Keith Burrows, I already told him I was going to mention him. iGrind Nation, amazing marketing and branding team. They are, him and his wife, out here in Philly. They made a logo for my other business. And then we got to talking and networking. And I'm like, I do these voiceovers, and he has a studio. So that's kind of how that rolled into things. And he's like, listen, we can offer this service as part of our marketing package. And I'm like, let's partner up. I'm going to make this a business. I'm going to make Metalogos and LLC and help companies brand their business, giving their business a voice is my tagline. So I can write the script, or if a company has something they already want me to say, then I can present it however they want me to present it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this has been so fun for me. Can I tell you? That's how you know too, you're where you're supposed to be, because the drive isn't about money. It's about being where I'm supposed to be, and like this feeling of like you can feel it. You feel you're like, I call it in the pocket. Oh yes, this is where I'm supposed to be, and the money will come.
Absolutely.
The money comes. You just have to jump. You got to jump. And I think that right there stops people from moving forward. It's the jump part that's scary,
So your experience, your journey, like as you're talking to me and to the listeners and taking us on this journey of how you even came into this VO business, what would you say for anyone who feels like they cannot sit at the table because they don't have, maybe, any previous experience with something, but they have a skill. They have a skill, but they don't have any previous experience. So they may feel uncomfortable being in places of affluent people, or people that are successful, or people that have already made a name for themselves. How does one overcome that part?
So I understand that completely. And you have to start somewhere, and you want to get in that group of people because that's what's going to elevate you. You have to allow yourself to be uncomfortable in this table of leaders and learn from them, and be humble and ask questions and research and get yourself prepared to sit at the table. But there's a spot for you. There's a spot for you at the table. It's just up to you if you're going to sit, You know how it's at when you're eating dinner with a group of people and it takes a while for a conversation to get going. That's all it is. Take your seat, listen and observe. And then when it's your time to speak, you speak. Okay.
I absolutely love. Okay, so there's always. Did y'all hear what she said? There's always a seat for you at the table. The table is not full. The table is not full. It's up to you to sit down. Are you going to sit down? Because do you believe? Okay, so like everything that fell into your lap.
Yeah. Literally.
This was by divine like you were aligning yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. You were it was divine alignment, and what was coming to you was what you were putting out into the atmosphere. It was coming to you. Your blessings, they started to flow and manifest themselves right before your eyes, because what you said earlier about I was working the job, we get into these positions where we're helping people, right?
Right.
We want to help people, or we're inspired by an event, that happened in your life that led you to this career path, but the unfulfillment,
right?
And you acknowledged the unfulfillment,
right? And I think that's key. Because a lot of people put that to the wayside and just truck through life. And then before you know it, you're retirement age and you're unhappy, because you didn't go with the natural bend of who you are, and when the opportunity presented itself, I was scared to death, but I said yes. I said, you know what? I know I can be in front of a camera and I can be silly because I don't care what people think. I just want to do this. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I just want to do this. And so I could have said, no, that's probably not real. And I don't want to get into that, but I'm like, you know what? I feel like what I really love in life is coming back full circle. And this is my opportunity. And I mean, I've met some amazing people, amazing talent out here. There's a lot going on the East Coast. Where I live, I'm literally within 2 hours from everywhere amazing. And for this industry on the East Coast. So there's never there. I can be completely transparent and say I've been so intimidated by some people that I've walked into the room and saw, like A-listers, and I'm just like a little person, but I'm here. Okay.
But you're not a little person.
Yeah. But just, I'll say unknown. And I'm okay with that. I actually love VOs for the fact that I am so behind the scenes and my voice can be like so big,
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? And that's the irony. Like what you do, I mean, you are definitely a big voice. And if we only realize, if we acknowledge honestly the power of our voices.
Yeah.
You realize the power of your voice and what it can do, where it can take you.
Yep.
Where it can place you.
Yep.
That's absolutely beautiful, because a lot of times I feel personally that we shut ourselves up, because you said something earlier about fear of what people think. Huge. So did you ever struggle with that? Or if you have not struggled with that, how does one overcome what are they going to think of me if I do this, or if I leave this job, or if I jump on this opportunity, what are they going to think? What are they going to say? The days, girl.
So for me, I feel like as long as I've yielded to the spirit and I know what's right and what's wrong, and I stay in the lane of what's right, no matter what I do, I can be proud of it and I can do it with integrity. And so what they think doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I'm walking it out, you have to be sensitive and yield not only to the things that you should do, but to the things you shouldn't do, as well. So I think that if, you're walking the path and you're staying true to who God has called you to be, the naysayers and the people that have, something to say, their voices don't matter in your life.
Their voices get turned down all
the way down. Yep. Mute.
So mute.
Can you imagine, when I say, I'm going to start a VO business, like what? And just, I love teaching, but it allows me time now to do it on my time,
Yeah.
And if I have clients, because I love it so much, it doesn't feel like work. I can just write up a VO, record it. Do you like this? Yes. All right, let's sign this contract. Let's write this check.
Look.
It's my intellectual property. So that's what people are paying for. They're paying for your intellectual property and that talent. So, and it sounds crazy, right? It sounds crazy, but
it doesn't sound crazy to me. It doesn't.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm not a full-time respiratory therapist anymore. You know, I go per diem, I work a couple shifts a week or a month, excuse me. But and I teach like this summer, I'm not teaching at all, but I'll be back teaching in the fall. But
Mhm.
you know, when you do that, I don't have a choice but to be successful. And I speak that in atmosphere because I know that's what God wants for me. You know, and I know
Mhm.
that I didn't make these connections and network with different people. And, you know, God put me in the room, you know, so that I can walk this out. So that's what I'm going to do.
And being put in the room, um, I think that we have to know within ourselves that we are already we're already equipped
Yep.
with everything that we could possibly need.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, um, I hear a lot of people talk about, I'm not prepared. I don't have all of the necessary tools. I need to go and get this certificate, or I need to do this or do that. But the opportunity is being presented to you, absolutely, like right now.
Right. So I jumped. I had zero, like I hadn't studied this. It was
Hmm.
just something that came to me, and I'm like, I just felt like I knew I could do it, you
Yes.
know? And that, I mean, literally, that's what it was. I mean, I didn't have any special skill. It was something that I feel like that's why you have to pay attention to the spirit, you know? It was a divine thing. So now I'm just so grateful to get to walk in it, you know? And moving forward, I want to be a blessing to people, treat people well, you know, because I don't want to ever take things for granted or God's grace for granted. Okay, because he's allowing me to live this out. So I will be a good steward of this gift, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think being 40 plus, and most
No,
of
stop. Listen, no.
40 plus, but we're team
I am.
40
It's
and
all
up.
good. Yes. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know, I know you just joined the club, but at this age, there is something that I just feel about, like it's like this confidence, this I don't care, this I need to do this, I want to do this, I'm
Mhm.
going to do this, it's
Yep.
going to happen.
Yep.
And it's just something so beautiful about being this age. And this is my last question, and then I will ask you to share with us some benefits of, if somebody wants to do business with you, what is that experience like? You can walk us through that.
Okay.
But um, being that you balance, or I won't say balance, being that you wear different hats, you have your teacher hat, you have your respiratory therapist hat, you have your entrepreneur hat, you have your mother hat, and all of the other hats that you might wear. What is something that Kelly does for herself to recharge?
So I take that time and I kind of get near my secret place, whether that could be, you know, my bedroom, just when everyone is gone. And I read my affirmations for the day. I spend
Mhm.
time with God. I try to clear my mind. I release some of the worries that I have, and I read what he says about being worried. I read
Mhm.
who he says I am. I read about peace and
Mhm.
about how to keep my character intact. And I meditate on that and I relax in that.
Mm.
And that's what I do spiritually and physically. I'm always trying to be at hand and stone. I'm always trying to get that massage. I'm always trying to get a massage or something because
Yeah.
not only do I want to feel good on the inside, you know, I want to have a good feeling on the outside. I want to feel good physically, you know.
Right.
Also getting in the gym, working out, burning off stress. Those are things that I do for myself.
Okay.
Definitely. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. So to wrap this up, I want you to tell everyone, like, if someone wants to do business with you, like, what would be some of the benefits of working with Kelly? What's your special, like your secrets? Like what makes you different?
So I think that because I care about what I'm doing, I care that the product that I'm giving is representing the vision of that business.
Mhm.
So the voice that I want to give your business, you know, I want it to be authentic and very real for that business.
Yes.
And so when I get a feel for, an organization, if, and they want to work with me, I look at their website, I look at what they're saying, what they're doing, and I get the essence of like what they are, and then present that, because that's what people look at. People you gotta be saying something different. You can't be saying the same things. And there needs to be a lot of creativity behind it. And for me, it's what drops in my spirit. When I know it drops in my spirit, I know that it's going to be good. Yep.
Well, thank you so much, Kelly. Thank you for joining me today on the Girl You Better podcast, because I'm telling you, and
Thank you so much.
I love saying that because there's just so much power. Like, if you have your aunties, or if you have your friends, your homegirl, your close like, cheering you on like your tribe, and
Yep.
telling you that, girl, you better.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
it's an absolute that
Yeah.
that we better do what has been put in us to do,
Yep.
while we have time, while we're on this earth.
Because there's nothing worse than leaving this earth with destiny still in your bones.
Woo, okay.
Nothing worse. Don't leave here with not doing what God called you to do.
Yes. Okay, so we're gonna end on that.
All right.
If you want more information about Kelly, where can they reach you at? It's in the information here, but
Yep.
just go ahead and tell.
Go to metalogosgroup.com. My site is still being built, because all this happened a lot faster than the site it was able to be built. But you can go there and go to my Facebook, my IG, Metalogos_group. On my Facebook, Metalogos, you can message me and we can start the process. I can walk you through it, let you know what I'm doing, how it works, and just get you all taken care of. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Kelly. You have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
And thank you all for tuning in on today. And just to let you know, okay, so this recording, this will go on my podcast. My podcast link will drop on June 1st. No, you did not miss episode 1 or episode 2. This will be episode 3. And so if you want to go back and listen to this again and get all those gems that Kelly dropped, please do. I encourage you to do so. But until then, girl, you better.
You better.
Bye.